Yeah, no. In terms of Christian, he's good to go. We've obviously, he's been in the hands of the medical team, just going through all the protocols. It's a pretty, clearly defined sort of process we needed to go through, and he's ticked all the boxes. He's felt fine all week, to be fair to him, and trained and ready to go. And aside from that, no change from last week. Well, that's the reality of it. We can't just keep acquiring players. I mean, we've got a too big a squad as it is at the moment, and it affects your training, it affects the players themselves, because ultimately they all want to play and be involved. So, like I said, our focus right at the moment is to try and trim the squad down and then see where that takes us in terms of reinforcements. We're constantly assessing that on a daily basis, and there's still 2 weeks to go in the window, and I'm sure you'll see some movement. Yeah, it means a lot, but like I said, I'm not comfortable with it because and you love what it means, because it's, for the most part, it's just blind faith. I haven't yet delivered anything. Hopefully when the day comes that we deliver as a team, then you kind of it means something different then. But I don't dismiss it either, because that's, like I said, that's people taking a huge leap of faith on me as an individual, and I appreciate that. But it also, it's a really good reminder of the responsibility I have. I've got to pay that back. Look, I'm not really across it. Like I said, with the outgoings, I'm not for any other reason that I have very little control over it, and also, my focus has to be on sort of what's in front of us right now. He's obviously training, but I think with all these things, I'm assuming that over as we get close to the window, they'll all sort of accelerate, I expect. Look, we signed him because we believe that he's got some great attributes and great profile and some great potential, but I wouldn't go as far as to say one game sort of justifies all those things. Mickey knows that he's here to challenge himself, for sure. He's here to improve. He's here to kind of hopefully develop into the defender that he wants to be, and we believe he can be, in the toughest possible environment. I mean, he only had 1 year in the Bundesliga, and before that he was at Volendam. He wasn't like at one of the big Dutch clubs with respect to Volendam. So, he's made some enormous leaps, and which was encouraging to me, because it meant that this is another enormous leap that he'll be able to handle it. But he'll be the first to say that one game is not what he came here for. He's here to, like I said, to challenge himself. He's going to be facing some of the world's greatest strikers on a weekly basis, and that'll be his challenge. But he's a willing learner. Like I said, he came with that mindset, and our role is to provide that environment now. That's our responsibility. We've taken the potential, now is to give him the environment to turn that potential into what he can be. Yeah, we'll just see. He's been really good. I've been really impressed with him since I've come in. He had a bit of an injury which set him back a little bit pre-season. So, but we're keeping him with us at the moment. I'll probably make a decision on Dane sort of till the next couple of weeks about whether it's always a fine balancing act whether they stay with us in the training environment. Depending on sort of game time we think they'll get, as opposed to going out and getting some meaningful game time at his age. So we'll make that decision, but I'm really happy with the way he's developed, the way he's the way he's training, and we'll make that decision over the next sort of week or so. No, not necessarily. I know that's kind of the obvious place people look at because of recent outgoings, but like I said, we've been planning for that for a while. For me, it's just we just got to. There's still areas I think we can strengthen in all our lines, to be honest. Defensively, midfield, up front. But again, that's not just sort of bringing players in for the sake of it. They've got to fit the sort of profile we're looking at. We've purposely gone a bit younger with our sort of recruiting, because we want to build a team here. It's not about sort of putting some some finishing touches to something. We're building something here. So, yeah, that's the kind of profiles we're looking at.